With a population of close to 45,000, Fitchburg is the third largest city in Worcester County. It's the home of Fitchburg State University, but you might know it as the city where Don Featherstone created his famous plastic pink flamingos. We are with Audrey and Jeremy Pendleton Chow, and they are the owners of the Curious Escape Rooms.
Yep.
So, what's this business all about, and how long have you had it?
So we've been open for about 8 years now, in 2016. And basically an escape room is where you get to enter an immersive world where you solve a series of puzzle and riddles to complete the mission. It's kind of like when you see a theater stage play, except you get to be on the stage and you get to physically go through the props and like search for clues.
Sounds like fun. Whose bright idea was this?
It was mine.
Okay.
So I used to be a set decorator in film and TV industry, and we went to our first escape room, which that was Jeremy's idea. The first time we went, or first time Jeremy described it to me, I thought it was just going to be like a bunch of people staring at like a big white box. And then just being like, what do we do with that? And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be very helpful in this scenario, but it sounds cool. But we went to our first escape room, and we had a lot of fun. It was very cool seeing how, people were working on multiple things at the same time, and they were searching through all these different things, and it was like this teamwork. And we had these like great moments, great aha moments and awe moments at the same time, and I found myself actually pretty useful, which I didn't expect. I thought it would be really cool what if they were able to go into a new and different immersive world while having this experience of working together and solving a series of puzzle and riddles with whoever was with them.
So you said, I'm going to create my own.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I brought him in.
Okay. Dragged him along.
Yeah.
How many rooms are there?
Right now we've got 2 sets. One of them is the dollhouse, and that's as if you've been shrunk to be inside of a dollhouse and you have 60 minutes to escape. Otherwise, you become dolls yourselves.
Uh-oh.
And then the other one is the 90s video store, where we've recreated a video store set. And it's all things 90s. And the set is so popular that unlike most escape rooms, we actually do switch it up. Right now, it's the Halloween version called Monsters Curse at the 90s Video Store, where monsters have taken over. It's very Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And then in December, it'll switch back to the original 90s Video Store, which is the most 90s and video store centric. And at some point, we'll bring back Holiday Staff Party at the 90s Video Store, which is our holiday game. We're not doing it this year because we just did Christmas in July.
Okay.
But all 3 of these, no repeat puzzles, totally different storyline, very different vibe. So they get a chance to go back to 90s Video Store, but play a whole new experience.
So when people come, do they usually come for like a birthday party kind of thing, or do you do that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, people come for all sorts of reasons, just for, any everyday fun. But yeah, a lot of people do use it as an excuse to celebrate for like a birthday or an anniversary. And it was also really special. On Sunday, we just had a group of people that they were getting married later in the day.
How do you come up with the questions that you have and the clues that you have in the rooms?
Well, we like to try to we usually work backwards. So, what is the goal? The goal is to unlock something, whether it be a key or a videotape or something like that. Okay, well, how do they access that? We can't allow them to be able to access it immediately, so we got to lock it up. What do they need for that? Oh, they need, we'll put an 8-digit code. Okay, how are they going to get 8 digits? Or how are they going to, So we work backwards with that, but we also kind of come up with different puzzles and clues that we'd like to include in there. And then we also play around with the puzzle flow.
Mm-hmm. That takes a lot of creativity to come up with all of that. So is there a riddles? One of you good with riddles, both of you, or?
We just come up with things from our life experience, kind of. We also go out and we play other escape rooms and see kind of what they're doing, but not to steal, but to like kind of get inspiration, and that we try to just do something different. And I think we try to be fun forward, so we try to think of what people will have fun with when they're trying to solve it or like interact with it in some way. And yeah.
Yeah, and we try to get we get inspiration from all sorts of different things, whether it be going to other escape rooms, and escape rooms are a pretty friendly industry. We all play each other's rooms and stuff like that. It makes it makes the industry in general better. But also from going to modern art museums, going to art installations, going to immersive plays, and even just like going to the hardware store, looking at different mechanics that we can work with, going to toy stores, watching movies. We get inspirations from all over. But in terms of like roles, Jeremy's our tech person.
It's more about having a problem and trying to figure out how to solve that problem in terms of like how to build something or like make something work for a puzzle.
What's in your background that led you to feel like you could do this kind of a business?
So as a set decorator on film and TV shoots, it's very similar to designing and dressing our sets of the escape room, except the only difference is that we only focus on like if the camera's pointing right there and the set is right here, we're only concerned about this area.
Right.
And then, maybe, some of these things that we have dressed here, you're not really supposed to touch it too much. It just looks good, but it's not real. So so that is something that I did have to overcome of like, okay, one, we have to dress the entire set, 360 degrees, also underneath things and, whatever, everything needs to look good. But also, we don't want to keep chiming in of like, hey, please don't touch that, or please, that, be careful with that. So we had to make everything as dirty as possible.
Right. It's all going to get moved and turned and
exactly.
For clues, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, I just love play. I just love being... I love being an adult that feels like a kid, and I want to give other people that experience and that space to be able to do that.
And what about you? What was your background before you started?
In terms of escape room stuff, I like video games, so there's a lot that kind of builds off that in terms of like bring some of those experiences into trying to emulate those in the real world. And I enjoy like building something and making something work. I think that's a lot of fun.
Okay, excellent. And you have a lot of interesting things right here, even in the lobby. So does this just kind of lead people into the whole experience?
Yeah, we just want to create a vibe. The vibe in the lobby is different than the experiences themselves, but it kind of sets a mood. It also sets us apart from other escape rooms of having a particular aesthetic. We play music that is from the early 1900s. Our record player used to work. It doesn't work anymore. But so the music that we play, we try to make it sound. We chose recordings that sound like they're coming from an old record.
Okay.
Our games, we like to play with a lot of like kind of vintage aesthetics. We have a phone booth over there that is a one-person 10-minute game. We actually, the person that we bought that from, they said that was actually in the old Fitchburg City Hall, which is so a little piece of history. And yeah, it's fun because we sometimes adults will come with their kids that are 12 or older. And there are certain things that we don't realize that they have never experienced or don't know. And the parents are shocked. Like, you don't know how to use a rotary phone? Yeah. You don't know what a videotape is? You've never been to a video store? And they're like, no, I don't know. but of course, how else would they have known other than from their parents?
Right.
So
That's
it's
amazing.
fun for seeing them interact with these things for the first time and trying to figure out how it's supposed to work.
So what are your hours?
We're open Friday through Sundays. On Saturday and Sunday, it's 12 to 8:30. Fridays, 4 to 8:30. And then we also can open during on our off hours if we're available, and for team building or, celebrations of some sort, or even if they're just escape room enthusiasts and the only time that they can come is during the week.
What's the biggest challenge of owning this kind of business?
For us, it's just we need to get more experiences available. So it's the time to build, being able to provide for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what do you like most about it?
the set design for me.
Oh,
Yeah, just putting together the room.
Yeah.
that's the fun part, huh?
Yeah, the fun part is designing the unique experiences. Not all escape rooms design their own. Sometimes they'll be part of a franchise or they'll buy designs, but I personally think that this is the fun part. Also, then the customers get to have new experiences based off of, whoever the game designers are and the experiences that they provide. But then also the reward at the same time is running those games and seeing the reactions of people and getting the reactions that we were hoping for, or even bigger reactions than we expected. So,
Excellent.
I'm taking you into the dollhouse. That's as if you've been shrunk to be inside of a dollhouse.
Okay. People can see in. Ah. Barbie.
Yeah. So we're in a life-size dollhouse right now.
So they have 60 minutes,
They have 1 hour. Yep.
okay, to complete the mission.
So their
And
mission is to open this little door. So
Okay.
in here, there's a big button. So their goal is to push that button to be able to stop the shrinking, and that they'll be able to escape.
Ah.
Escape as regular-sized human beings again.
So how would you...
So I give them a whole intro, make them, to set the mood. And then we come up here and I tell them, you can put your stuff over here. Over there is a restroom. There are no clues inside. We didn't put it in there. It was just there. And we're like, you know what? That's great. We love it.
Yeah, actually be able to get into that box.
Oh, you can't.
Several. Well, there are a lot of in this game. There are a lot of little there are a lot of clues hidden in random places,
Okay.
which for a large team, they're gonna just kind of bump into it. It's gonna be very easy to eventually find. So
Okay.
it's hard to count how many clues they need to find because all those little things are included on there. There's a lot of we have a spreadsheet with all the things that they need to do in order to escape. And if they are stuck on something, we have pre-written clues that we usually use. And in this game, we like to have kind of like an Alice in Wonderland-y kind of vibe. So the hints that we'll send, if they need it, they're kind of rhymey, but at the same time, they're very easy to understand. But it gives people this moment where they feel instead of saying something like, look underneath that plate or something like that, it'll have a little bit more of
rhyme.
a little rhyme to it, so it feels like, oh, they're talking about the plate, so that it makes them
okay.
feel good, and
If they're solving something.
yeah, that they're solving something. It's not just why didn't you do that, and it creates a nice vibe to it.
So then, so if they get stuck, then how do you know that they need a hint? Need a hint.
So we have cameras in all of our rooms, and we can
Okay.
hear everything.
Okay.
And then we send them a clue right there.
Oh, on the screen.
Yeah, and we
That's very cool.
we like to do written clues just because I'm the kind of person that when I'm in an escape room and it's just audio only, I'm always like, "What did you say? What was that?"
Oh wow! Get the spider web. Cute.
With copyright.
So this has more tech to it, huh?
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want to give any secrets away. In other words, I don't want to look stupid.
Brother?
It's my husband. No,
Roger, you've changed.
not that much. No. Just kidding. Wow, look at the hand. So all of these little things are the Halloween parts, right?
Yeah. So, of course, during the other versions of the video store, they're not here.
Yeah. So do people go into these gates and things? Like there's a lot of chests. So is it the same? What do they have to do to get out of here?
So the goal here is to find 3 Nightmare on Elm Street tapes and put them in this chest and slam it shut. And that will complete the mission and put the curse back in.
Oh, it's a curse, huh?
Yeah. I do a whole like spooky story in the lobby for them. So it's a lot of fun. We're really, nostalgia is also a big thing that we do. That have game stamps.
Oh.
You can add your passport photo, there's unique ID, and then you collect stamps for every escape room that you play that has game stamps all around the world.
Oh, that is so cool.
So these are some of the ways that we collaborate with escape rooms all over.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, in Chicago.
That's something. See, I'm bad at these. Oh. And maybe we shouldn't say, you know, I found a letter and a number. And a cupcake.
Ah, now that. Yes, I got it. We're here at mill number 3 with Dan. And your last name, Dan?
Malloy.
Malloy. Could you tell us how long mill number 3 has been in existence?
26 years.
And did you start it?
My wife and I did.
Okay. So tell us, you have a lot of things here. I wasn't prepared for everything.
Yeah,
so tell us, what do you
just-
sell?
What don't we sell?
I don't know. What about, this is was a greenhouse.
Still is.
It still is, and you grow things here?
Mostly we buy things and resell.
Resell, and you've
we
got,
turn it into a cafe.
that's very nice.
So
And can you keep, how long do you keep this open?
year round.
This can stay open in the winter?
Yeah, there's a gas heater right there.
Ah.
And we just keep it open so
And-
people have a place to eat.
Yes, and you have, I hear, excellent sandwiches.
I heard that, yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What's the most popular?
Probably the Boulders, chicken salad with Granny Smith apple.
Sounds good. We're
Yeah.
going to get a little to eat after we talk to you, see what we can challenge. But I also, by walking through the store looking for you, I heard you've got oils, loads of oil.
We have at least 50 extra virgin olive oils in balsamic vinegars.
Wow. And do they come locally? Do you get imported?
It's sourced from a company that we deal with in California.
Wow. And I see there's little cups that people could
Tasting
taste.
cups so that they can see what they like. And
That's
then
cool.
we have the bottles filled.
That's really nice. I've only seen that little spot because somebody pointed it out to me. What else do you have here?
We sell coffee and pastry. We have a deli that we slice meat and make sandwiches and salads. Sell a little produce, gift items that my daughter's kind of
Manages that?
manages that.
The gift.
We sell beer and wine. We have a greenhouse.
Oh, you do?
We sell flowers and seasonal items, Christmas trees, so it's kind of like what don't we sell?
What do you think you're well known for? I mean, people told us we needed to come here, so what do you think you're best known for?
Probably the deli.
The deli.
It kind of drives the train, gets people to come, regularly, and then they come back to buy something else when they need a gift or something like that.
This is this huge greenhouse. Did you start?
We started the whole thing just the way it is.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we built the building from scratch, and the greenhouse was attached at the same time.
And have you always been in this type of work?
In kind of like the horticultural,
Okay.
I've always been in, planting and things like that, landscaping.
Very
And this
good.
kind of just evolved from, I have no idea, it just happened. We bought the land 30 years ago.
And are you from here, this area?
My wife and I are both from Fitchburg.
Okay. So you bought this land. Well, it's certainly a popular place by the sounds of it.
I think so. People like it. They tell me they like it. They keep on coming back. And when we did research on the property, we found out there was a paper mill here that was built in the 1880s. And it was called Mill Number 3. So I said, well, that makes the name picking pretty easy.
Yeah, that
We'll just keep
does.
the same name.
What's the biggest challenge of running this business?
The financing and the employees, keeping, everything in balance.
Right. Do you have trouble getting employees at this time? I mean, we've heard that over different places we've gone, that it's really hard.
Now it's fine, but, it varies all the time.
What do you like most about this business?
The customers,
Well, listen, thank you very much. We're anxious to taste your lunch. I've heard
Right.
it's great.
A pickle. What else have you got?
Panini. And I believe, by the looks of it, it's got chicken, tomato,
Roasted veggies.
roasted veggies. I think that's just about it. It's good.
Good. Really good flavor. I love this. This is great.
Good. Enjoy.
Barbara Foster invited us to her show, Barbara and You, which airs on Fitchburg Access Television and many other community stations. Apparently, hers is the longest-running television show in America. That's quite an accomplishment.
You have to interview these ladies, so I'm excited, and I hope you will be too. Left to right, we have Marcia Rothwell, fairly easy name. Sometimes I can butcher names. And Beth Sobiloff? No. Sobiloff. Beth. So Marcia and Beth. Good to finally meet you.
And we explore the food, the culture, the commerce, the landscape, everything we can about that town.
I ask on the forum.
The entirety of the show is available on our YouTube channel. We ended our day in Fitchburg at Hollis Hill Farm, which features seasonal pick-your-own produce, festivals and entertainment on the weekends, a store with some great local products, including some from their own kitchen, and ice cream made by Maple Valley Creamery in Hadley. Pumpkin and chocolate peanut butter chip.
I don't have any pumpkin. I just have chocolate, peanut butter, and chocolate chips.
How is it?
Well, I don't think you're going to like it, Beth.
If you think you're gonna have mine, you can just keep dreaming.
I have these dreams every so often.
Daddy, can we come to your party?
Mine's pretty good.
Good. Fitchburg. We don't do that many cities,
No.
but Fitchburg's smaller of the cities, I think, in Massachusetts. I have a different impression of Fitchburg.
I do too.
After being here.
Their breakfast was good, wasn't it? I like
Really
that.
good. Yeah. At the Rise and Grind.
And they're working hard. It's really nice. The Historic Society. Wow. A lot of history. A lot of history. How about the escape? The
Curious
escape
Escapes.
room.
That was really interesting.
It was really interesting. It was fun.
It was fun.
And it was fun to see how they were very clever on how they had developed it and how they check in all the time with people. So if they see people not getting anywhere, they kind of put out a little hint. And I really liked it. I've never been to one. You've been to one before, Beth.
Yeah, very unsuccessfully.
But
But Audrey and
Jeremy.
Jeremy, they were great.
Yep.
They put a lot of heart into what they do,
Yes, they do.
and they like providing fun for people.
Yes.
We could all use a little bit more fun, couldn't we?
We sure could, and I would recommend go there for a fun afternoon or evening or whatever. I think
Yeah, go with a group of 6 or 7 people.
yeah. Get your friends or your kids or your grandchildren and have fun. And then we went for lunch.
Bill number 3.
And that was very interesting place.
What an eclectic.
Oh my goodness. If you ever needed a gift or if you need any oil or vinegar that you can taste them, and I don't know how many they have.
There was
They're huge.
probably 30.
Oh, I think
at least.
I think at least 30 big tanks full of them.
Yeah.
And then the lunch I thought was excellent.
Very good.
And they had a nice little area in a greenhouse that you can sit and eat, or it was nice enough today, which we didn't take advantage of, but to eat outside at the picnic tables by the river.
Yeah. Little falls there. That
yeah.
was very, very pretty.
And we met the mayor. She's an eager beaver trying to get lots of grants to figure out how to take care of some of the issues, particularly the roads that came up quite a bit, and I can understand that.
Yeah, she's real young and energetic. She's
wow.
and really loves Fitchburg.
And she loves her job. You can tell she does.
Yeah,
she
does.
likes to go to opening. She likes to support everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody knows her. And big smile on her, pretty woman. A very big smile on her face.
Yeah, really big. Yeah.
And then we ended up over at Community TV. Barbara interviewed the two of us.
She's had her show for 48 years.
Yes.
I guess it's the longest running show in America or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I heard. The longest one in America. And their community TV station is certainly involved in their community. And last but not least,
Palace
Farm.
Ice cream.
well, farm and ice cream.
Farm,
Farm and
yeah.
ice cream, because we had to have the ice cream, right, Beth?
Of course.
And it was on the way home we go.